these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The man who faked his own death in Green Lake last year will spend 89 days in jail. 45-year-old Ryan Borgart pled no contest to one misdemeanor count of obstructing an officer. The father of three plotted to fake his death while kayaking last August. He then fled the country to meet a woman in Eastern Europe. He voluntarily returned to Wisconsin after 89 days. Borgart will also repay $30,000 in costs incurred by law enforcement in his search. A community grocery store and cafe in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood may soon close for good. The River West Co-op has revealed plans to either close up shop or restructure in an email sent to members on Monday. Last year, the co-op received a $150,000 capital grant used to help reopen the adjacent cafe. A special membership meeting is planned for September 10th. The co-op will stay open ahead of that special meeting. Dismissing the lawsuit to stop the construction of Buc-ee's in Oak Creek. A Milwaukee County judge says Oak Creek Neighbors United submitted their lawsuit the same day that they also filed a claim against the construction. So the judge said the double filings went against a state statute and ultimately dismissed the lawsuit. Oak Creek Neighbors United says it will refile a lawsuit against the city of Oak Creek. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. What's up, SE? What's going on? Hey, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. Or you can just download the Truth app at the App Store and Google Play Store. I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. What happened in the world today? Like what? So I don't know if you've heard, there's breaking news out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Police are reporting that there was an active shooter this morning. 2 children were killed, 14 children and 3 adults were also hurt in the shooting. They have the suspect in custody. It occurred at a Catholic school, Annunciation, and we're keeping tabs on that story. Also, Fox News is reporting with the D.C. mayor, carjackings are down 87% since last year. So we don't know the time frame on that. Was it year to date? Was it majority of in the last month or whatever? But either way, those things are gone. So we'll keep a ear and an eye out on what's going on. I think it's unfortunate. Again, I think it's unfortunate. Everybody's complaining about what to do and what not to do, but not one of those people have told me anything that can be done to change the crime in any city. So I always find it interesting. You know, we complain. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this because you don't like the person doing it. But it's completely irrelevant because what it comes down to is nobody has a plan. Nobody, absolutely nobody has a plan. You ask, well, we're going to get a task force together and get our community partners. It's a waste of time. Why? Because it hasn't worked at all up to this point. It hasn't. And so people need to understand the people that are going along with all the things that are changing, they're not all Republicans. They're Democrats. All these companies that ran all this stuff, these aren't Republican companies. These are Democratic companies, liberal companies, companies that support things that they knew weren't going to last. And we need to come to grips with it and figure out a way to circumvent it. This coming together and upset and mad and screaming and hollering and venting won't change anything. Your grandparents and your great-grandparents would be ashamed of you. If your grandparents are alive, they should be ashamed of you. It is idiotic to complain about something that you can't change and then at least fight against changing it. You don't even do that. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And then when things go wrong, when you get jacked by the people that are supposed to be on your side, they tell you it's somebody else's fault and you like a dummy believe them. So that makes you complicit to jacking your own black community. And you still have nothing to show for it. How could you possibly? And here's the question. Are black people in Milwaukee the majority? Does anybody know definitively? Are black people, what's the number? Because if we are, we're doing a really poor job of getting what we need. I've never been in a majority that gave other people what they need before we get it. Like, it's just weird. I just don't understand it. For the life of me, I don't understand it. And then we went after all these places. Well, you know, we gotta be careful because, you know, we know what? Bottom line, times have changed. Ask Target. Ask all these other companies that got rid of their ERGs. Oh, but we have employee. Now, watch this. They had employee resource groups before diversity, equity, and inclusion. Before that, Years. They were created for women, for blacks, Hispanics, Asians, jobs, C-suite, wherever you worked, directors, managers, supervisors, had their own employee resource group, helped each other, went through all that stuff. Trump came in and said he was going to get rid of diversity, and an ERG has absolutely nothing to do with diversity. All these companies started dropping them. Boop, gone. That was their excuse to go majority white male. And you can't blame them because it's majority white male. If it was majority black male, it would be majority black male. But understand, the difference is what they told you, they lied to you. What they said they were going to do, they lied to you. Even when Kamala Harris ran for president. Oh, just trust us. Just give us the money. And gave over $1 billion and got nothing for it. Zero. And when you ask about it, they point to Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with the $1 billion that got spent to put Kamala Harris in office and she didn't win. I think that's the most money spent on a presidential campaign in the history of the United States of America. And we got zip, zilch, zero, nada, nothing. I don't even know how to say it in another language. One of them was another language, I'm sure. Think about that. Nothing to show for it. And so you say there's solidarity, but nobody can agree on the solidarity. Nobody can agree on those things. And we talked about it the other day. Issues in the black community come down to family. When the nuclear family got nuked, everything went downhill from there. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. The timetable shows it. And it's bizarre that you have people arguing against that who came from a nuclear family with a mother and a father, complaining that that is European tradition and we should get rid of it. And the only reason they're successful is because they came from a two-parent household. Makes no sense. And then you argue everything counter to what made you successful, and then you wonder why it doesn't work. Well, ask some of these, ask Target, how's it working out? Ask Cracker Barrel, how's it working out? I never did like Cracker Barrel. I never went to Cracker Barrel. I don't know. Is it time to drop the word diversity? Because that seems to be the trigger that triggers the Trump administration and everybody in it with his minions to start going after people and going after schools and going after everything. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you noticed, but you should look outside. You know what? Diversity is dead.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
If you have built-in advantages as a white person that you just have, and it's not like a white kid has sat down when they're young and said, okay, white kid, you have all these advantages. They just exist. It's built into the fabric of what America is. And I don't expect them to want to willingly give up their advantages. Just like I don't expect someone who is successful to share their secrets of their success. I expect successful people to gatekeep.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee Public Schools is getting ready to welcome students back to our classrooms for the 2025-26 school year. The first day of class for Milwaukee Public Schools is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 for all students. If you haven't enrolled your child yet, now is the time. Go to mpsmke.com/enroll MPS, or please visit the Department of Student Services located at 5225 West Villette Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We will assist you with the enrollment process and meet any educational need you have. We look forward to seeing you and thank you for choosing MPS. Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
There's so many places I want to kiss you, baby. I can't even begin to start. I realize I'm not the only man that ever made love to you, but I'm the only man that knows how to keep you. Okay, baby. Your body's mine, I believe you.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, when you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home. Always designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality and performance to last for years, and built to create long-term energy savings. And if you order by August 31st, let me see, today is the 27th. You got 28, 29, 30, 31, 4 days. You get 0% interest up to 5 years. Remember, 4 days, 0% interest up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, yeah, I didn't hear. So I haven't heard regarding Minnesota, what happened to the shooter? Did the shooter kill himself or did he? And so the YouTube chat is saying that he did, and we'll confirm that. But LaRon, my issue is people get the education and become the hiring authority, but they don't do it. But when you have a POTUS, okay, what does POTUS have to do with that? y'all. What is, we talking about the neighborhood. That ain't got nothing to do with the neighborhood. He said, but when you have a POTUS who says he's going to punish companies, universities that support diversity, you change the name. You just quietly do it. That's what we did for years. This diversity nonsense only started after COVID, when we start demanding things and people got scared. And then liberals jumped on the bandwagon, and then all of a sudden everybody started changing everything, but they forgot to tell you, oh, I'm changing it, but I'm not in charge of anything. And when the bosses came back, and when they got somebody in office that they agreed with, they used that as the leverage to change everything. There was no pushback at all. All right, this is Harvard. We're gonna push a little bit and then fall in. Okay, this is Columbia in New York. We're gonna push a little bit and then we're gonna fall in. Okay, we're gonna push a little bit, then we're gonna fall in. Now we can't do it with an HBCU because an HBCU is what? It's all black. But what about Hispanic serving institutions? Poof, gone. Hey, that designation you have? Yeah, gone. And you should have known better. You know why? Because I told you. No, this ain't going to last. You don't know what you're talking about? I literally sat on a Zoom meeting where people that I know that were 10, 15 years younger than me said, it's a new time. Those days are over. And you should move on. Like, basically, you're too old, you need to move on. And what they don't have is the history and the experience that shows things that happen like this and the technical parts of it is not going to last. And somebody asked me why, and I said it, because you don't answer to anybody. Oh, we have an Office of Diversity. You're right. Is that person a vice president? No, then they're not going to do anything. Nobody is going to listen to that person. And when they have the first chance, they're going to blow you out the door, and that's exactly what they did. All the president of the United States did is what the people that asked him, that voted for him, asked him to do. He went around. What do you want? I want this, 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 and this. He said, okay. And then what did he do? He did it. And then everybody got mad. Can't get mad because that's what he said he was going to do. This is how we operate. Biden didn't do anything that he said he was going to do to the black community in 4 years. Nothing. And no, we're not talking about Trump right now. We're talking about Biden. Nothing. You felt good. Obama did something. Clinton did something. What did Biden do? Nothing. And instead of arguing what he didn't do, you argue about Trump. That is how they take your eye off the ball. Every time something happens in the black community, they point somewhere else, and you forget that your community doesn't have any money, doesn't have any support, doesn't have any leadership. You got all these buildings being built downtown, and you're not building anything in the neighborhood. Oh, wait, that's right. They want to build a juvenile center for lockup. They'll build that on the north side. You should have told Northwestern Mutual. You should have told all these companies, oh, you want to move into town? Yes. You need a satellite office somewhere on the northwest side. You need a satellite office on North 27th Street. If you got to hire us no, I'm not going to say that. If we have people here who are educated and can do those jobs. Instead, you get tax credits for X amount of years for $20 million, and you get a new sidewalk, new sewer system, new drainage. We get nothing. Yeah, but they'll be paying taxes in 20 years. It won't matter, and it won't impact anybody alive today because they'll be too old to care. And we continue to do it over and over and over and over and expect something new. That's insanity. Trump has absolutely nothing to do with the city of Milwaukee and the way it's run. Has nothing to do with the fact that there's nothing being done in this city to make it better in the communities that need it. And the only way that's going to happen, I hate to say it, is to become insular. Deal with each other, buy from each other. Let people feel the impact of your money. I guarantee you they will listen. But we got too many politicians that are bought and paid for, and they don't care. They don't have a plan. They just tell you something that sounds good. Or one or two people get to win, and then nobody else gets it. Well, it helped me. Yeah, but you got the contract. You had the contract before the RFP went out. They just did that because it was the law. And we say nothing about it. Nothing. I don't understand. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. What are ERGs? Employee resource groups. So when you're an employee, Dimitri, you go in, and if you have a group, maybe once a month or once a quarter, you meet. Or you may have a retreat to talk about some of the issues that are particular to women or Hispanics or Black or Asian or whatever. Black males. Whatever your employee resource group. What can we do to the company to make working here easier and more palatable for us so that we can then work better, make the company money, get paid more, get promoted, all those things. That is what an employee resource group does. LaRon said they don't want to tell people, they don't want people to know how bad slavery was. You support that? That's a dumb question. You're not dumb. That's a dumb question. I've asked many dumb questions before. That's how I recognize it when I see it. Do you actually know how bad slavery was? No, they don't want people to know how bad slavery was because they don't want people to know that they're starting to do the same thing now that they did then. Part of the problem is that if you're under 50, you are clueless, maybe under 45, about all the things that led up to how bad it was in the 50s and the 60s. You are clueless because your parents aren't old enough to remember it because they didn't live through it. They were born in the 70s and the 80s. They're clueless. They have no clue how it looks, what they're doing in D.C. to see tanks rolling down the street. They have no clue about an actual race riot. They have no clue. None. Have hoses turned on them, dogs bite them, chase them, and you still go back out. Y'all don't even want to go to work. You want to live in your mama's basement, which I'm good because, save money and build and all that. You don't want to go to work. You want to work 8 hours and go home. Overtime, I don't do that. That's too much work. It's too hard. So why would I trust you that when it really gets bad, you're going to believe what those fools tell you? No, that's not really what it is. It's actually this. No. This is how it starts. And then you'll look up, and it'll be too late. When you start standing up and saying, oh, we need to change this because of gentrification or whatever, and it's gerrymandering. But when the Democrats do it, they don't even give you your own black section. They say as long as it's Democrat, it should be okay. But then they don't vote for you. So how can it be okay for you? Well, that's race. We're going by party. You're right. That's what you hide behind. Hide behind party. Republicans do it too. Oh, we hide behind party. We want you in the party. We just don't want you to have a voice or say anything or do anything. And you got to check all the boxes we say you check, then you get to play. Otherwise, and that's what the Democratic Party does too, so it's no different. LaRon said, we're talking about Trump right now because he's in office right now making these changes based on race. But you don't want to talk about that. I didn't say that. Can you show me he's doing it based on race? Not what you feel. Can you show me he's doing it based on race? Because I know a boatload of black people that financially, that are upper middle class and upper class, that are getting over like a fat rat. So you keep looking around you, and if the environment that you're in isn't doing well, then you think the world isn't doing well? That's not how life works. It's not. How life really works is in the aggregate. There's still more black people that are middle class than poor. And there's a good number of them that are upper middle class and upper class. They don't show it on TV. You might hear about it on the radio, but that's it. That's all you get. Trump has nothing to do with that. You know why? Because the majority of the laws in relation to money that Trump passed are not going to affect middle-class black people. Yeah, they'll complain about it. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. I got to pay, oh, my God, 50 more cents for gas. Never complained about it. Oh, my God, I got to pay more for groceries. While they're in the store buying them and still got money left over. When you let somebody else make your narrative, when you let somebody else say that, if you need an ID to vote, it's racism. Black people are disenfranchised. What about the poor white people? Oh, you want to make all black people poor and stupid and disenfranchised because they can't go get ID, but y'all can. Like, listen, the dichotomy they create, it boggles my mind, and we fall for it. Meanwhile, same people can't vote. Democrats come in and create gerrymandered districts that are still not majority black. So what are we doing? You still carve up the North Shore that if it includes Milwaukee, it's still majority white North Shore. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And we don't complain about anything. We're happy it's Democrats. They don't hire us. They don't put us in office. And then the black people, sometime that they find the jankiest black people, and you go, dude, out of all the people you could have hired for something, you hired that person when you had 59 other people to hire from? There's greatness in the black community. There's greatness in the black race. Come on. We got to start demanding from the Democratic Party what we want. Demanding. Otherwise, we're going to continue to lose. And if you don't want the troops here, somebody better step up and tell these kids to stop or something. Because in a few, you won't have to bother. You know why? They'll be dead. And it'll be your fault. But this station, you included, spent month after month lying about everything Trump was going to do for the people. What did I say Trump was doing for the people? Who is this? Ms. Smith. What did I come out of my mouth ever said Trump was going to do for the people? Because that, ma'am, is a lie. Because I never said who I supported. And I never said who I was against. I criticized both. I know you have a problem with the truth because you're probably a Democrat and you only want to hear what you want to hear and you have confirmation bias. That's okay. But at least admit that. The problem is, watch this, as a Christian, I'm in the middle. Some stuff I support, some stuff I don't. I don't really care whether or not you care whether or not I was a Christian. But I respect yours, even if you don't have a religion. I get it. But because I didn't fall hook, line, and sinker and just support no matter what, you trash people. I can take it. I'm tough. Dimitri says, so in a way, it would be part of diversity. You can't call it diversity. That's the trigger. Said it in the beginning. If you just reword it, if you call it equity or inclusion, that's one thing. But if you say diversity, you're going to get hammered. And the way they wrote all those scholarships, the way they wrote all those grants, they put diversity in it. And all he did is tracked it, saw the word diversity, wrote an order, and canceled it. So you shot yourself in the foot. We want to check the narratives when people write in their narrative to get into school. There are other ways to get into school. Come on now. It's higher ed. There are other ways to get in school. There are other ways schools can figure out who to let in and who not to let in if that's what they want to do. If we were smart enough to go to school, and I know we got a break, if we were smart enough to go to school during Jim Crow and during slavery, pretend like we were in church and teach people how to read and write while we were slaves, when it was illegal to, if we can figure that out, don't you think we can get through this? Don't you think we can kind of get through this? We figured out how to educate men, women, and children, had them run away at night in the dark, found their way north, got a job, raised a family, got married, had kids, they had kids. We could figure it out in 1900, 35 years after slavery, but we can't figure it out in 2025. I got to ask the question, who's stupid? And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
We still have this accident on 894 westbound, just past Loomis. The left lane is blocked, so things are backing up all the way back into the Mitchell interchange onto 94 northbound, so keep that in mind. We've also got this other crash on southbound 894 at about Lincoln. The left shoulder is blocked there and backing things up through the zoo pretty much in all directions. Southbound 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive, with the northbound side backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. And then southbound 43, pretty much such a solid ride from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, a chance for showers or storms, a low of 60. Tomorrow, chance for showers and storms again. Partly sunny skies, a high of 70. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, if better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhoffels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattress to Steinhoffels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you just can't do anywhere. Right now, Steinhoffels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our Truth Nation listeners. So head to steinhoffels.com to learn more today. Helix Sleep at Steinhoffels. Better sleep starts now.
Marquette University High School football lives here. Catch all the action of Hilltoppers football on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel north to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, CJ Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Berghardt Sporting Goods. This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened, and we know things happen, and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute, even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Brewers win their second game against the Diamondbacks on Tuesday, winning a close 9-8 walk-off.
And Isaac, a fly ball deep right. This is going to be deep enough. Carroll back, makes the catch, tagging is Lockridge. Here's the throw. Lockridge scores standing up, and the Brewers have walked off the Diamondbacks.
The Crew now sits at 83-50, 6.5 game lead in the NL Central. In Madison, the Badgers kick off Labor Day weekend with football and volleyball. Badger football is against Miami of Ohio on Thursday at 8 p.m., while Badger volleyball is against number 14 Kansas on Friday evening. The Packers' 53-man roster is now set after cuts were made on Tuesday. Their first game against the Lions is on September 7th. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. X was in there hollering at me, telling me I was stupid and I didn't know what I was talking about and that I'm old. And no, I'm just making it up as I go along. And he hurt my feelings. Hurt my feelings. I'm crying now. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? 833-212-1017 is the number. We have to figure out. See, we come up with ideas and opinions based on what we hear, but nobody goes back and what? Well, where'd that come from and how'd that come to be? Like, where'd it come from? Like, have you noticed when stuff happens on TV, all of the talking pundits use the same words and they pass that stuff out. Okay, we're going to use the word lawlessness. Yeah, let's use that. And then everybody in the news uses lawless. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, DEFG, all that. Because they're controlling what you hear, they're controlling what you do. But when you go back and actually look at the data, look at the studies, look at that, you go, oh, wait a minute. That's not true. But by then, we've bought in hook, line, and sinker. Laren said that wasn't a question. He wants change in the Smithsonian. Hey, why don't you pay attention to the change that's happening in Milwaukee? What are we going to do about 7-year-olds getting abducted and 13-year-olds shooting 16-year-olds? I wish you had the energy to fix Milwaukee the way you worry about Trump. It amazes me. We care more about what Trump is doing, and he only got 3.5 more years and he's gone. If you want to worry about something, work on getting rid of J.D. Vance. But you won't do that because you think the Democratic Party is going to do it, and they've been blowing it for decades. So, I mean, you know, they're making, Laurent said they're making some of these decisions based on what the program does, not what it's called. Not true. Not true. If they see diversity in it, they get rid of it. Some of those programs, watch this. They're politicians. Some of those programs that help people, some of them Republicans got to go back and talk to the black people that are in some of their districts and go, yeah, y'all got jacked, or as if when something doesn't. Why is it that we equate ourselves to the poor? Like, what is that? You're not helping the poor. You're not helping black people. Black people ain't the majority of poor. So what are we doing? The decisions based on programs. Now, granted, I don't know of a lot of people that have degrees in African American studies that have gone outside and gotten jobs in the public or private sector. They usually stay in higher ed. There are some jobs in museums, some jobs in public service where it works. I think that Republicans are a little, dumb when they talk about how these degrees are useless. Why is that? Because the majority of those quote-unquote useless degrees, black people don't have. Y'all got them. So I don't really understand that. Changing the Smithsonian, he's not going to change the Smithsonian. Here's why. Watch this. Let me show you before we go to break. What is it? The National Museum? Information, History, and Culture. The National Museum of African American History and Culture. So, what's their budget? Does anybody know what their budget is? The National Museum of African American History and Culture had an annual operating budget of $51 million, a final construction cost of $540 million. Museum's fundraising campaign raised $386,000, exceeding the goal of $270. Private donations such as Oprah Winfrey and Lily endowment and other places in Denzel Washington and on and on and on. As of fiscal year 2019, NMAAHC's annual budget is 51. Let's say right now, every year it goes 5%. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's about 80. Let's say it's about $100 million. Right? How many black people are in America right now? Roughly 13 million, 14 million, something like that. How many black people? 48 million. Give me $2. $48 and 48 is 96. $2 per person in your family to the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and we don't have a problem. And if people in your family don't have money, pay it for them. If I'm married and got two kids, and I got 4 cousins and they can't afford it, I'll add $4 for them. And then we're done. And you cover everybody in your family. You'll exceed $100 million a year. The museum will keep running. The federal government can cut whatever they want, and we'll keep moving. But we don't think like that. We expect everything for free. And one of the reasons why majority cultures have what they have is because they pay for it. It's like education. You can get a scholarship, and they can tell you what you're going to major in, or you can pay for it, and you can tell them what you're going to major in. Depends on who's steering the ship. When I pay, it's me.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to Emmy award-winning journalist Jamel Hill. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Milwaukee Public Schools is getting ready to welcome students back to our classrooms for the 2025-26 school year. The first day of class for Milwaukee Public Schools is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 for all students. If you haven't enrolled your child yet, now is the time. Go to mpsmke.com/enroll MPS, or please visit the Department of Student Services located at 5225 West Villette Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We will assist you with the enrollment process and meet any educational need you have. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you for choosing MPS.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I got to drink some water. I'm like, dude, man. I must be dehydrated or something, or just working with X. Makes my lips curl. He's like, yep, that's what happened. 833-212-1017 is the number. They're making some of the Miles say good afternoon. Chat fam, Dr. Ken, and rest of it. Laron said, improper ideology. The order puts Vice President J.D. Vance in charge of reviewing Smithsonian programs to remove improper ideology, which Trump has called divisive and race-centered. Okay. And so then when we pay to get it back open, then what? Or just pay and buy it from the government? I mean, you know, we complain about so much stuff, but nobody ever comes up with a solution to say, here's what we'll do. We just want people to stop doing what they're doing, but we never really come up with a solution to fix it. If you don't want troops in Milwaukee, figure out a way to fix it. Start teaching kids in school, the way we used to, about the nuclear family. Teach them about taking care of themselves, making their bed. Like, we have children who had children and they'd never learned how to be children and they were too young to be an adult, but yet they had a kid and now we're dealing with them. Because for some reason you didn't want your kid to feel bad getting pregnant and not being married. Or getting pregnant and being a child. If you're an adult, you do what you want. You know, you got the support system in place and you do what you want. Whoever agrees or disagrees with it, that's their problem. But children, nothing. No complaining, no. Makes no sense. We'd rather talk about improper ideology in J.D. Vance than deal with homicide in Milwaukee. We'd rather talk about Donald Trump than deal with carjackings. We've had young people in the past couple of weeks that have killed people, killed themselves, and hit people on motorcycles with cars and didn't have a driver's license. And nobody did a thing about it. Community didn't do anything. Nothing. Zip. But yet, we can perceive something to be wrong and almost burn down an entire neighborhood. That doesn't make any sense to me. Ms. Smith said people have the capacity to multitask. They do not. We can talk about more than one person or issue. You can't. Multitasking makes you mediocre. If you're multitasking between two things, it makes you mediocre. If it's three things, you're failing. We've been multitasking for our community for decades. We've been all doing little things. All the nonprofits and all this and organizations have been doing a million different things. Nothing has changed. It's got worse. So explain that to me. Explain to me, Ms. Smith, that people have the capacity to multitask. That's a myth. It's a lie. No, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm saying what you're saying is a lie. And so LaRon, when he can't argue something back, starts talking about CS and her new album. I mean TS and her new album. See that? I don't even care. Really? Come on. Come on. Because I said I didn't like her. I just don't like her music. I don't know her, so I can't really say I don't like her.
If we had the capacity to multitask, this city would be vibrant, powerful, and black-led. It'd be Chocolate City North. And it's not. While I'm at it, let me look. Just trying to see if there's any updates. Making sure. Okay. There are no updates to Minnesota. 2 children dead. 14 children and 3 adults shot. All non-life-threatening injuries, so everybody should be okay. That's in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Ascension. I'm sorry, what is it? Annunciation School, Catholic school, shooting at a mass. It's unfortunate. Thomas said, looks like the Voting Rights Act is toast. It can't be. You're not going to get rid of the Voting Rights Act. Everybody know why? Everybody know why? Have you read the Voting Rights Act? Right. So people talk trash because other people tell them something that's going to be missing out of the Voting Rights Act, but yet they have no idea what they're talking about because they've never read the thing. Go back and read the Voting Rights Act and all the things that have been added in the Voting Rights Act. If you've seen America Riot, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male, female, straight, gay, Republican, and Democrat will riot if you overturn the Voting Rights Act. Because guess who it includes? All those people. So, and you know who loses? Guess what? You know who loses? Women. Because the first thing they take away is women's suffrage. Poof, gone. Women can't vote. Black men can vote, but women can't vote. Think about what you're saying and the changes that would have to occur. That would mean that the Constitution would not matter for anybody, which means it's a free-for-all. That's not going to happen. People love their money too much. We're too capitalist. It'll never happen. And then somebody tried to say, well, you said that Roe versus Wade would never happen. Roe v. Wade would never happen. I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. Let me hurry up. Fawn said, I'm 43. My parents are from Kosciuszko, Mississippi. My pops was born in the late 30s, my mom in the early 40s, so they know Jim Crow. My eldest brother's 66. Yep. Oh, a trans shooter killed him? Well, we got to go look up for Minnesota. We have to look and see exactly what happened. So we're gonna be digging into that in the 5 o'clock hour while we do the news. And we'll go from there. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember, you can download the Truth app at the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can get us 24 hours a day, both live and for the rebroadcast. Top 5 at 5 up next.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations.
Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth fam, this is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
The biggest snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The man who faked his own death in Green Lake last year will spend 89 days in jail. 45-year-old Ryan Borgart pled no contest to one misdemeanor count of obstructing an officer. The father of 3 plotted to fake his death while kayaking last August. He then fled the country to meet a woman in Eastern Europe. He voluntarily returned to Wisconsin after 89 days. Borgart will also repay $30,000 in costs incurred by law enforcement in his search. A community grocery store and cafe in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood may soon close for good. The River West Co-op has revealed plans to either close up shop or restructure in an email sent to members on Monday. Last year, the co-op received a $150,000 capital grant used to help reopen the adjacent cafe. A special membership meeting is planned for September 10th. The co-op will stay open ahead of that special meeting. Dismissing the lawsuit to stop the construction of Buc-ee's in Oak Creek. A Milwaukee County judge says Oak Creek Neighbors United submitted their lawsuit the same day that they also filed claim against the construction. So the judge said the double filings went against a state statute and ultimately dismissed the lawsuit. Oak Creek Neighbors United says it will refile a lawsuit against the city of Oak Creek. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Number 5.
From JS Online, Tony Evers has officially requested a disaster declaration from President Trump after historic Milwaukee flooding in I'm not even trying to say the name. Jesse Opoien. I don't even want to do a disservice. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has requested a presidential disaster declaration from President Donald Trump as the Milwaukee area continues to recover from massive storms and historic flooding from earlier this month. He said in a statement today, having been on the ground to see firsthand some of the areas that have been hit hardest by the disastrous storms and flash floods that have affected folks, you mean citizens, people, across our state, it's clear it's going to take a significant amount of time and resources to recover. My administration and I have been working diligently to respond and support cleanup efforts, but it's clear more help is needed to support the people of Wisconsin and ensure we can rebuild. Governor previously submitted a request August 13th for FEMA to work with the state on a formal federal preliminary damage assessment, and now they've asked to come in and help businesses and homes and livelihoods and everything and boots on the ground and really get some things going. The assessment found 1,500 residential structures that were destroyed or sustained major damage. Total estimates somewhere around a little over $33 million. Damage reports collected by the state show more than $43 million in public sector damage. So that's a total of about $76 million. And counting. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that one.
Number 4.
This also from JS Online. Labor Day's coming. Anybody hitting the road on Labor Day? If you're planning a Labor Day road trip, expect to be pleasantly surprised when you fill up your tank. The national average of gasoline is expected to be $3.15 per gallon on Labor Day, the cheapest gas price for the holiday since 2020. That's according to August 20. Was COVID in full swing in 2020? Because if it was, nobody was driving. Of course it would be through. Gas Buddy head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, said in the report it has been the cheapest summer to hit the road since the pandemic, adding that the trend will likely continue into the fall with the potential for national gas averages to fall below, Lord have mercy, $3 a gallon. I can't remember when I've seen gas $2. It's been quite a while. It has been quite a while. Quite a while.
Number 3.
JS Online, must be a JS Online day. Hey, want to report Clarence Sherrod, a former Milwaukee High School and Wisconsin Badger basketball star in the 60s and 70s, died earlier this month at age 75. Sherrod played basketball at Milwaukee Lincoln from 64 to 67. That's 19, not 20. 1964 to 1967 was a key part in its state championship teams in 66 and 67. That eventually included a 13-year NBA veteran, Fred Brown, and was coached by WBCA Hall of Famer Jim Smallins. Sherrod averaged 19.7 points in 6 state tournament games and received all-state recognition as a senior from AP and UPI. That's the old United Press International. He was better than Brown in high school, says former Janesville Craig coach Stan DeFron previously told the Journal Sentinel, so quick, he could do everything. There'd be two guys there, and he'd go right between them. He was one of the first guys to bring the ball behind his back and dribble. Sherrod's academic and athletic skills attracted the attention of nearly 350 colleges. He then played 3 seasons at Wisconsin, where he left the program an all-time leading scorer with 1,408 points, and he remained the team's all-time leading scorer until 1981. Currently ranks 18th in the program in history of scoring, ahead of many other program greats such as John Lure, I know I'm saying the name wrong, Sam Decker, and Wes Matthews. He remains atop the record books with 19.6 points per game in his UW career. His 23.8 points per game in 71 also remains a program record. He was a Chicago Bulls 8th round draft pick in 1971. The former Milwaukee Lincoln valedictorian graduated from UW Law School in 1975. That's what's up. He will be sorely missed. He will be sorely missed.
Number 2.
Well, we heard about it and talked about it earlier. What do we know right now? A shooter opened fire this morning, during a mass at a Minneapolis Catholic school, killing 2 children, injuring 17 other people, 14 of them who were children, before dying by suicide. That's what officials say. The shooting happened at Annunciation Catholic School just days after the first day of school there on Monday. Of the 17 injured, as I said, 14 were children with age ranges from 6 to 15. Authorities say they are all expected to survive. The shooting comes as school years are starting across the country, and some universities have dealt with false alarms about school shootings. We just heard one from the Carolinas. At least a dozen college campuses face hoax active shooter calls, some featuring gunshots sounding in the background. But what do we know about the victims? 2 children, they were both 8 and 10 years old. Authorities have not released the identities of the victims, but said the children were fatally shot while they were sitting in the pews. Minneapolis Chief of Police Brian O'Hara said the shooter, armed with a rifle, shotgun, and pistol, approached the side of the church and shot through the windows toward the children inside before dying by suicide. He said the shooter, 23-year-old Robin Westman, did not have an extensive criminal history, acted alone, and had legally purchased the weapons recently. O'Hara said authorities are aware of a video showing writings that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. The content has been taken down and is under review by investigators to determine a motive. Former Kentucky state lawmaker Bob Helleringer told Associated Press he is Westman's uncle, but had not seen him in a few years. And there's talk of a transgender angle. We don't know yet. Again, is it relevant? We'll find out if they release the manifesto. Were they against? Who knows? We all like to say that. We all like to use our experience and say, this is why they did it, but we really don't know. And until they investigate and finish, and I'm sure the FBI will be coming in to investigate and to assist. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Why does it keep happening? My fear is getting rid of guns will not stop it from happening, because the same people that will follow the law, some people won't follow the law and will end up being the only people with guns. We need tougher laws so that if you're not supposed to have a gun and you have a gun, you automatically go to jail for 5 years. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to think about it. You get 5 years. Done. That's what we start with. Then if you pile on the other stuff, you just get more. And we have to do it the way England does it. And you get locked up, and that's that. It's unfortunate.
Number 1.
A medical malpractice lawsuit has been filed against Ascension Columbia St. Mary's Hospital, 3 doctors, and numerous insurance entities by the widow of former Milwaukee High School principal Keith Carrington, who died 3 years ago following surgery to amputate several toes. The lawsuit, filed August 15th in Milwaukee County Circuit Court, states a lack of informed consent and negligence, specifically the failure to implement deep vein thrombosis prophylaxis, meaning strategies to prevent the formation of blood clots that contributed to his death. Blood clots that develop can travel through the veins, lodging in the heart or lungs, leading to death. Common techniques to minimize blood clots with post-surgical patients like Carrington include a doctor prescribing a blood thinner or having the patient wear compression socks, among other options. None of these options were provided to Carrington, according to Tanzanique Carrington, who first spoke with Milwaukee Journal Sentinel 6 months after her husband's death to express how she believed lackadaisical care contributed to his death. Keith Carrington died on August 22nd, 2022, 3 days after he was admitted to Columbia St. Mary's for an infection and diabetic foot ulcers. His three doctors, John Zant, got to get the names right, Akshita Sriram, and Mexton Deacon are named as defendants in the lawsuit. Surgery was performed the following day to remove 4 of his toes. He died 2 days later after getting out of bed to walk to the bathroom. Upon his return, he fell on the bed. He told his wife he's having difficulty breathing. That's according to the interview with his wife in 2023. He died soon after. His death certificate lists septic shock as a cause of death. He was 48 years old and principal of North Division High School. So here we go again, making sure that, well, we don't know. Was it this particular instance with the possibility of malfeasance or malpractice, or is it a systemic issue? So the courts will find out. The courts will go through. And if the lawsuit is able to carry on, it will come out in open court. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come on out to Botox and Beers Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Come and watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at sweettalks.com. That is SLEETTOX.com.
For over 10 years, Crash Course has helped new drivers thrive, proudly serving Southeast Wisconsin with integrity, innovation, and a commitment to safety. They offer programs for both teens and adults led by state-licensed, safety-focused instructors. With flexible school-based pickup in communities across Southeast Wisconsin, Crash Course makes getting started simple and stress-free. Crash Course, the best choice driving school, trusted by thousands. Visit CrashCourseWI.com to enroll today.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't you know what makes you beautiful? I'll do anything for you that I've never done before. Don't you know that you're beautiful? I'll do anything for you like I've never loved before. Let me know.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Let me into your heart somehow. I'll make you feel beautiful.
Is diversity dead? I say yes. It's done. Stick a fork in it. Stick a fork in it. Fonz was talking about Kosciuszko, and Sir Chance said his folks are from Kosciuszko as well. Okay. Okay. Now, where is Kosciuszko? You know what? Hang on. I know it's in Mississippi, but where in relation to the... Where is a map? Let's do this. Kosciuszko, Mississippi map. Got it. Okay, now let me pull it out. It's in relation to... it's on the other side of 55. Okay. So basically, Kosciuszko is... where's the legend? Where's the legend? You know, like 1 inch equals X amount of feet. Okay, because I know people from Belzoni, Indianola, Itabena, Greenwood. Okay, so that's about 9. So we're talking maybe about 20, maybe 30 miles tops. Okay. And then down by Yazoo City. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty close. Somebody said Sherwin Mama from the same place, and so is Oprah. Okay. All right. All right. My family's from Alabama. Outside of Montgomery. Well, about an hour outside of Montgomery. Little small itty bitty town. So, yeah. Aren't we all from there? 833-212-1017 is the number. From JS Online, on August 20th, Milwaukee Area Technical College announced, keeping with the theme that we were talking about, it would rename the Office of Multicultural Services in order to comply with guidance from the administration of President Donald Trump. The college also eliminated the position of 4 staff who work directly with students. And that decision has not gone unnoticed. It is not about jobs being cut. It's about relationships, trust, and the safety net that kept so many students from falling through the cracks. Alumni Yang The Vu, who goes by Cloud, told the MATC District Board on yesterday. Vu is among dozens of people who attended the public meeting to protest. The 4 eliminated positions were for multicultural student services specialists, focusing on supporting African American, American Indian, Hispanic, and Asian American students. 1 more student services specialist for international students didn't lose their job. Federal guidance released in February prohibits race-conscious practices. Change the name. Or duties, or job duties that provide services exclusively to students based on race or ethnicity. Change the name. Like literally change the name. And then just MATC has repeatedly pointed to that guidance and threats over potential funding cuts or investigation as the basis for its changes in the multicultural office. Attendance at the public meeting yesterday overflowed the regular board meeting room, and students and faculty and other employees were directed to an overflow space in a nearby auditorium to watch on live stream. MATC said via spokesperson Daryl Fortune, our commitment and focus is on supporting each and every one of our students, providing them with the resources they need to succeed. We are equally committed to supporting our affected employees during this transition. Floyd C. Griffin III is among the 4 staff who lost his job. Speaking to board members, he asked why he and his colleagues weren't reclassified or reassigned to their jobs. We were given less than 15 minutes to choose between 2 last days, the notification, or September 18th. Griffin and his 3 colleagues were being encouraged to apply for 2 new positions in the former multicultural office and for other open jobs. The American Federation of Teachers Local 212 is representing the 4 staff, and President Lisa Conley, in an interview yesterday, the union is looking into whether their employee rights, as stated in the employee handbook, were violated. Wouldn't you have known that as soon as it happened? I'm just asking. Now, we know offices like this have been essential. But somewhere, people got bold, people got inventive, people got, but I believe, and I know you'll bash me for it, I know, people got beside themselves by just putting it out there what they were going to do and daring somebody to say something about it. And then because we lived in a cancel culture at the time, we're able to just bully and trash until people gave up. As a black student at Illinois State University, can you guess what the name of the program I was in that helped minority students? From 1981 to 1984. What would be the name of a program at a state-run school, I believe the 2nd largest university in the state of Illinois, that helps Black, Hispanic, Asian, Native American students? Nothing in the program mentioned race. Nothing in the program mentioned anything. Let me show you what they did. They looked at the average, grade point average, and other factors like zip codes, where you came from, median household income, all that stuff, right? And because they knew certain races and certain populations fell into certain parameters, those were the parameters they used for the, quote, HPS program. What's HPS? High Potential Students Program. And the way they couched it is they said, you could be a peer tutorer, because I was a peer tutor, because they said, yeah, you're being in the program. I was like, I'm not in the program. I'm a transfer student, and my grade point average is this, and I really don't need the program. They said, well, why don't you be a peer mentor and mentor some of the other students and all that? And I was like, cool. So I did. But other students got paid. For every A you got $250. For every B, you got like $175. And for every C, you got $100. I thought it was excessive, but if you want to pay me to go to school, I mean, you know. But that was the type of program they had. They never mentioned race. But yet the majority of people that were in that program were minorities. Because they took advantage of the fact that many people look down on people who get scholarships. They call them poor. They call them all kind of crazy names. But what really counts is when you graduate at the same time and you're both called graduates. That's the only thing that counts. So I have to say, I don't know what to say, because jobs got eliminated, and that's unfortunate. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But it was destined to happen. Public and private schools are falling under the clutches of the Trump administration. And you're either going to change or you're going to lose money, lose funding. And that's why some schools have decided they're not going to take federal funding, and that way they can do whatever the heck it is they want to do. You ever hear about this from different types of schools? Nope, it's only the same kind of schools. And it ain't over yet. Still got 3.5 years. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 41, still a hefty ride from Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side backing up from Watertown Plank Road up to Capitol. Southbound 43, we have that one pocket of traffic heading right past Bender Road, and then again from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette to about the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, got delays basically from the base of the high-rise bridge up and over through the Marquette all the way up to Locust. Westbound 94, watch for delays out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. A little bit more of a delay west of Highway 100 to the county line, and one more backup from about Highway F all the way to about Highway 164. Eastbound is slow from Highway 16 to Barker Road, from the Zoo to Hawley Road, and again through the Stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, chance of showers or storms, a low of 60. Tomorrow, chance of showers and storms to start off with, and then partly sunny later on, a high of 70. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
We address people, young boys, as if they're grown when they're not. For me, they're not young men, they're young boys. And I think if we can keep them in that space, I can do a lot more with someone in middle school when I treat them as the boy that they are versus trying to make them men when they're not, and they probably have very few examples of that.
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Coming with straight truth.
Corey, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are... No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Drop my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen, you know. I don't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Brewers win their second game against the Diamondbacks on Tuesday, winning a close 9-8 walk-off.
And Isaac, a fly ball deep right. This is going to be deep enough. Carroll back, makes the catch, tagging is Lockridge. Here's the throw. Lockridge scores standing up, and the Brewers have walked off the Diamondbacks.
The Crew now sits at 83-50, 6.5 game lead in the NL Central. In Madison, the Badgers kick off Labor Day weekend with football and volleyball. Badger football is against Miami of Ohio on Thursday at 8 p.m., while Badger volleyball is against number 14 Kansas on Friday evening. The Packers' 53-man roster is now set after cuts were made on Tuesday. Their first game against the Lions is on September 7th. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
T-Pain, Young Jock. Hey, she snapping.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, the Truth is a home of Marquette University High School football. Tune in this Friday night as the Marquette High Hilltoppers look to rebound from last week's tough loss when they head up north to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Broadcast is going to get started with the Hilltoppers pregame at 6:30. With kickoff at 7, Friday Night Football on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that is all. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me check the YouTube chat because y'all was hollering at me and screaming at me and beating me up and threatening me. Yeah. Miss Smith said it was destined to happen, so you just question everything I say because you have a preconceived. Anyway. So here's the deal. It was destined to happen because that is what they passed, and they've gone after every single university and sent a notice to everybody in higher education that if you had anything like this, they were going to cut it. And if you went the diversity angle, you got burned. It's like you see it and it happens, but you want to will it not to happen. Or you want to say there's a reason why it happened. It happened because people went so far that they started making. When I was growing up, they never. And here's the kicker. We forget that our elders hold knowledge like libraries, that if you just listen and learn from it, you can avoid all that stuff. It was still hard, it was still tough, but you can avoid all that stuff. But getting rid of diversity was destined to happen because we went so far overboard. When you're reasonable, you got to recognize the room you're in. You got to recognize the power you have. When you have the power, you can flex it. But if you don't have the power, you can't flex it. Oh, we got all this money coming in. Okay. You got what's the old saying? You got to pay the piper. Well, there you go. And when they decide they want to do something, they'll just yank it. Boop, there you go. It was like police departments that took money from the federal government or money when you drug forfeiture money, right? The forfeiture laws in America are horrendous. I think that is the one thing law enforcement does that needs to stop. Oh, we're just going to forfeit your money. You have to prove if it's over a certain amount. You got to prove that you have it legally. I'm already in possession of the money, but because you say or because you think you get to take my money and inventory it, and then if I can't get it back. I know of one guy that actually sued because he was driving across country, cleaned out his bank account, put up his belongings in a truck, got stopped for speeding. They took his money and said that it was drug money. And then let him go. And he went to get his money back, and they said, you have to prove it's not drug money. He said, I can prove I got it out of my account. They refused to give him his money because they know asset forfeiture, they get half. And it was a good chunk of change. Well, he was going to work in the tech field in California and actually had the money and went out to the Supreme Court, got his money back. You shouldn't have to do that. Drug forfeiture money, forfeiting property, and then you have to prove it. That is unconstitutional. But, that's how we get treated. 833-212-1017 is the number. What was I rattling around the other day? Well, I may as well complain about it because I've been so vocal about it. So, from news1.com. So, some of the things that the Trump administration are doing are so far-fetched and so dumb that you got to look at it like, what are you talking about? So, this past Monday, President Donald Trump signed yet another executive order that objectively demonstrates his administration's descent into authoritarianism. I wouldn't go that far. And outright attacks on our constitutionality. Our constitutionally protected liberties. I will go that far. And if the GOP and the rest of the MAGA world has any semblance of integrity, they would be outraged. If they were truly the patriots they claim they are, they would fight for our right to burn the American flag. Trump's latest executive order allows for the criminal prosecution of individuals who burn the flag in protest, an act that the U.S. Supreme Court upheld as protected speech 36 years ago. That was a dumb move. The order tells U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi to look at cases where people burn flags to see if they can be charged with other crimes like disturbing the peace or breaking environmental laws. Well, you can't. You can't. It's an attempt by the Trump administration. Now, this is from The Guardian, right? So it's written with a slant, and it's an opinion piece. So bear with me. It's an attempt by the Trump administration to go around a Supreme Court decision in 1989 when the court ruled 5-4 in Texas v. Johnson that destroying the flag is protected political expression under the First Amendment. That court ruling threw out flag burning laws in 48 states and made it clear that people have the right to burn flags as a way to express their political views. I agree with that. All over the country, they're burning flags, Trump said Monday from the Oval Office. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision. They called it freedom of speech. Well, it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. And your executive order is going to get overturned by the United States Supreme Court because they're not going to look at it like, huh? Because once you start to take away people's First Amendment rights, it's a slippery slope. It'll be little by little by little by little. Democrats are trying to do it too. Democrats are taking it little by little by little, and then you'll look up, and then all of a sudden, a lot of your rights will be gone. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what the Democrats are doing on the other side. I understand what they're doing, but we have to look at what effect it'll have on us.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
I've always been taught, save a little now so you can live a lot later. That lesson stuck with me. Now with U.S. Bank Smartly Checking and Savings and their digital tools, I can track everything from my daily spending to planning my dream vacation. It's not just about saving. It's about honoring where you came from and carving out new traditions one goal at a time with a little help from U.S. Bank. Building a future together. That's the power of us. Visit usbank.com/powerofus to learn more. Member FDIC.
Marquette University High School football lives here. Catch all the action of Hilltoppers football on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel north to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.J. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ms. Smith said, so cops are corrupt, you don't say. Of course, it is authoritarianism, to which my reply was, well, both sides use it. I forgot the S. Remember COVID-19? And then I said insulting comments. All cops are corrupt? Then never call 911. And then she replied, I don't see the word all on my comment. And I replied, then be clear. If you meant some, say some. The way you wrote it, was cops are corrupt. That means all. Miles said, Dr. Ken, don't you think the goal of both sides is to dissolve individual freedom? No. The goal of each side is to dissolve individual freedoms to where you conform to what they think you should be. You'll have some, but not everything. So the Republican Party wants everything to be so loose because then they have the power. The Democratic Party wants to control it so much that they tell you what to do. Either way, we lose. It seems that when people start questioning certain things, it becomes a problem because it is woke. But that goes both ways. We just have a word that we use called woke, but then we call people conservative, or you get accused of being Republican. So it's the same thing, right? Each side is supposed to be against it, but these are the same people that live in the same neighborhood with each other. Kids go to the same school. They all graduated from the same colleges. So I'm trying to figure out, what did we miss as black people? Like, what did we miss? I don't really understand. Most people have no idea what woke means. Miles said, do you think we need a third party? Okay. When we didn't have a party, this is what I'm saying. When we didn't have a party and we couldn't vote, we still were better off then than now as it relates to the nuclear family. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about money and jobs and voting and all that. I'm just talking about black people in terms of the nuclear family being together. Why can't we get back to that? Or is that horse out of the barn? There's nothing we can do about it. We have let people's behavior become so lax and so over the top that you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's over. Will women ever want families? I'm using that as an excuse because it's, talk radio. Will women ever want families the way they used to want families, or stay at home? Some women get talked about. Oh my God, you stay at home? I'm like, like it's bad or something. Said that not having children and pursuing a career was more important. So that's what they did. I'd love to ask how many people feel like they missed out. I don't know. How many people missed out not going to college, not graduating from high school, learning how to read, like all those little things we could have done, but we decided we didn't want to do it because for whatever reason. And I'm not saying one is right or one should be done over the other. I'm just making an observation. Miles said it can be difficult because those with the blueprint are not here anymore, or we have decided just not to listen, in my opinion. Oh, no. No. The blueprint is here. Y'all just don't want to listen. You don't want to hear it because you think you're smarter than everybody. It's that idiot age from 35 to 40 where you think you're smarter than everybody, and you're not. And by the time you figure it out, it's too late. That's when you don't listen to somebody. If you listen, then you can make it. But if you think you got it and everybody got to be quiet and I don't want to share. It was something Sherwin had yesterday about people not sharing how they make their money. Yeah, they do. They don't share it with you. But they most definitely do. Family, generationally, everybody in on it. Whole families running entire company. I saw a whole family, and I'm not going to say where I saw it, that ran a, what do you call it? A radiology department. Whole family. Person in charge, person that did it, the doc that was the radiologist, everybody, the technicians, all in the same family. I was like, what? It's family business. Hey, when you're done in school, you need to go back and you thinking about going to medical school? Yeah. All right. When you go become a radiologist and then do that. And while you're working as a radiologist, making like whatever. You can go, a radiology technician, you can go back to school and study for your MCAT, then take the MCAT and become a radiologist. Whole family of radiologists. There were like 6 radiologists, MDs in the family. I was like, how? Because that's what we decided we were going to do. And then they built a business around it. I'm not mad. But why can't we do that? And then when you do it, people get mad at you. Oh, you think you're all that because you got this or you got that. I don't understand. And don't call it the crab mentality, because it's not. It's not. Because we've all had people pull at our coattail, but we still made it. We still had the resilience. That's what the issue is. We give up. We give up. And I don't understand that. For the life of me, I don't understand why we just give up. I remember when I first started at 1017 The Truth, 3rd week of January, 2021. Somebody asked me, why do you like Eminem Till I Collapse? Like, why do you like that? I said, because that's how I want to live my life. People keep, well, didn't you retire? Didn't you do this? Didn't you do that? Yeah. Well, when you gonna be gone? As if, it's time to leave. You're too old. You need to get up out of here. And you know what my answer to them was? To all the, why are you still around here? Oh, you don't know nothing. Or being told, you too old. You don't understand. They said, when you leaving? When I collapse. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The analysis is coming up next. Then we got some Tori Lowe show and on throughout the rebroadcast evening. Make sure you stick around. But remember, when we're live, you can also stream and watch us live on YouTube, or just download the Truth app. And you can get 24 hours a day of my lovely face and my lovely show. Thank you, X. Appreciate you, brother. God bless. Take care. I'm out.
Be quiet.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I'll be joined by Sensore Irvin, founder and executive director at Resources and Beyond. We will discuss her efforts in creating family stability for people in Milwaukee and why she opened up a community food pantry to provide the necessary resources to those in need in our community. So again, that's the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Resources and Beyond this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do the wiggles. The slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tori? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tori, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tori? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to want to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.